I'm back with another great Ollie's find. $8 for the Godfather Tarot. Plus we had a 15% off coupon, so bargain. If you're interested in the tarot decks that they have at Ollie's, they do seem to change fairly frequently. They used to carry them on the end caps all together at ours. We have several Ollie's nearby, and all of them had them on the end caps previously. And then they moved them to the young adult or youth section of the book section. Now they're scattered everywhere. I found a deck. I found a deck in with the table. What are they called? Tabletop books, coffee table books. I found a deck in with the toys, and this deck was in the back with, I think it's the reference stuff. They'll have like history books and crafting books and stuff back in that area. It did not seem to fit with anything else around it, but finding some really great stuff. So even though I did enjoy watching The Godfather, all the movies, and I really did enjoy them, but I've only seen them once, and it has been several years. So I'm not going to be the best person for context, but I'm hoping that if you are a fan of The Godfather, and you're interested in this deck, you should be able to see for yourself whether this is going to match your expectations. So now these were down smoother. These are not very sticky. And I was checking out the boxes to find the ones that looked the best. They were all just a little bit, not scratched up, but kind of dented. Like if you ran your fingernail across it, that kind of dented. All of them had a little bit of that. Some of them were worn at the corners. The quality of the box, it does not stand up to the design. The design is very nice. Look at this. This is beautiful. But the quality of the actual box is not very good, and it damages really easily. You can tell just from bending the cardboard. It doesn't bend nice. This is not a great quality box. But the presentation's lovely, and the stickers are not very secure. So I was opening them up to see, and I was like, I don't understand. Why do all of them have messed up? Well, it's because the stickers didn't hold it closed. All I had to do that, and they came off. So I picked the one that looked the best sealed, and then hope for the best. So that's this one. So anyway, it includes a 78 card tarot deck and a book on the Corleone family and its history. If you're looking for a gift for somebody who either likes tarot or is not against tarot, some people are, and loves The Godfather, that might be nice just to have as a collector piece for them. I recommend using a hairdryer a bit on these stickers. It makes them peel off a lot better. You're more likely to get the sticky stuff off for a better presentation if it's a gift, or for your own collection, of course. I see the horse head. There's a bull head. Looks like a raven, and I don't know what's under the sticker, but I bet that if you're a Godfather fan, you probably do know. So the back says, in celebration of the greatest film series of all time, this update to the classic Rider-Waite Tarot deck captures the world of The Godfather. The King of Swords, the Emperor, Death, Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune are just a few of the tarot cards that, when paired with the characters and events in the Godfather trilogy, become evocative in a whole new way. The deck comes with a companion book that includes profiles of the major characters as well as the events that shaped the Corleone family. It's produced by Epic Inc., and the retail price is $26.99 US dollars, $18.99 pounds, UK pounds, and $35.99 Canadian. Paramount Pictures. So let's open her up. Everything's still sealed. Well, the deck is sealed anyway. You can see the plastic. Still sealed. Very good. And here's the guidebook. And that's it. So it didn't have to be quite as big of a box, but it would be very nice, again, if it's for a collector or a collection for fitting on, say, your bookshelf. It's, you can see the size of the box. So I'm gonna set that off. I don't think we're gonna fit that in frame, so we're just gonna put it here. So the Family Corleone. Guidebook is pretty good quality. By the way, I know everything looks kind of yellow, at least it does on my screen, but this is definitely like a gold tone. It is meant to be a gold tone. It is a gold tone in real life. So I don't know what your screen settings look like, but for me, okay, I think that's a castle from chess. And anyway, it is black and gold. Everything's black, gold, and white. And it is gold, not yellow. The events that shaped the family. Here's some headlines. Oh, here we go. All right, so let's take a look at this. The Family Corleone begins. So that's the background of what's going on in the characters. And then in the cards, the Corleone family was growing and Vito worked hard to make a living and support his family, but the politics of the neighborhood made such honest work extremely difficult. Vito also saw the wrongs that were being done in his neighborhood. He became increasingly dissatisfied with the way things were. And so they're showing that as the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's interesting. So Ace of Cups, love, fertility, beginnings. Then we have the 10 card. And instead of giving the regular, oh yeah, look at that. 3, travel. 10 card, a burden. 4, bedroom, stasis. Okay, I take it back. These are not all gold. Most of it's gold, black, and yeah, gold, black, and white. Apparently, the actual cards are color-coded. So this should be the 10 of Wands, a burden. The wands are red, fire. Makes sense. Okay. Purple is swords. Okay, air. Not sure why purple for air, but blue for cups, water. That makes sense. And green for coins, earth. That makes sense. Not sure why the purple. I don't know that I would have chosen purple. But maybe that has something to do with the movies. Like I said, I only saw them once. And I'm sure that I will be missing a lot of references in here. So, but very interesting. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, blue. Love, fertility, beginnings. The 10 of Wands, a burden, in red. And then we have the 4 of Cups, bedroom, stasis. Very interesting. Deck and book. This is unique, kind of clever. We have a beginner's guide. Let's see, basics on how to read tarot, or at least on how to do a spread. Then we have the major arcana. So I'm seeing characters in the major arcana. Now they are not naming the characters. I'm assuming that you are supposed to know who they are based on the pictures. They are drawings, not, you know, photos from the movie or anything. No, there are characters in the minor arcana as well. Okay, but not all of them. But then Neither was the Major Arcana. This is very interesting. I'm gonna have to spend some time with this after I'm done filming. So, very cool. So let's take a look at the deck. Can I tear it? Tear it. Some people say tear it. I amuse myself. Here we go. No scissors needed. Yay. All right. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is like the last deck, the way they cut them. I don't like it. They're going to be grabby. Okay, so we have the Fool. Beginnings, risks. We have the Magician. Action, ambition. I love this. It's got the little, just a few little keywords to tell you what's going on in the cards. This would be a great beginner deck as long as they're not determined to learn the Rider-Waite symbology. Obviously, they use the Rider-Waite symbology, but I don't think it's going to teach you the Rider-Waite symbology. But great way to make the associations. Oh, I am really getting impressed with this deck. Okay, so we have the Magician, action, ambition. We have the High Priestess, secrets, intuition, and learning. Oh, am I missing stuff? Hang on. No, that is the same. Beginnings, risks, action, ambition, and manifesting. Okay, yes, I gotta look at both sides. The High Priestess, secrets, intuition, and learning. The Empress, creativity, resources, and motherhood. The Emperor, order, power, and boundaries. The Hierophant, unity, marriage, and education. The Lovers, love, decisions. I wish I could do this without the glare. Sorry. Gotta light it up somehow. The Chariot, progress, determination. Strength, management, endurance. The Hermit, analysis, solitude. The Wheel of Fortune, luck, fate. Justice, decisions, balance, legal affairs. The Hanged Man, waiting, sacrifice. Death, transformation, change, and new beginnings. Temperance, negotiation, balance. The Devil, restriction. The Tower, breakdown and illumination. The Star, hope and guidance. The Moon, crisis of faith, deep emotions. The Sun, growth and recovery. Judgment, the past, second chances. The World, success and completion. Yeah. Then we have the coins. We have Ace of Coins, money, success, beginnings. Two of Coins, decisions. Three of Coins, cooperative effort, teamwork. Four of Coins, stability. Five of Coins, financial loss, exclusion. Six of Coins, generosity. Yep, these are gonna stick. Seven of Coins, potential for success. 8 of coins, money coming. 9 of coins, material comforts. 10 of coins, marriage, inheritance. The Page of Coins, an offer. Knight of Coins, dependable man, trustworthy. Queen of Coins, generous, caring, and nurturing. King of Coins, prosperous, stability. Now we're in the cups. The Ace of Cups, love, fertility, beginnings. 2 of Cups, partnerships. 3 of Cups, celebration. 4 of Cups. Oh, I said bedroom before. Boredom. Boredom. Stasis. Forgive me. I thought bedroom sounded odd. I think I've been watching, I think I've been looking at too many memes online with the chair. 5 of Cups, loss, sadness. 6 of Cups, peace, a visitor. 7 of Cups, confusion, possibilities. 8 of Cups, departure. 9 of Cups, a wish come true. 10 of Cups, happiness and family. Page of Cups, fun and socializing. The Knight of Cups, a dreamer, a proposal. Why does that feel like, some of these feel thicker than the others. The Queen of Cups, intuitive, empathetic. King of Cups, warm-hearted, loving. Now we're in Swords. The Ace of Swords, success. 2 of Swords, stalemate, crossroads. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, betrayal. 4 of Swords, rest. 5 of Swords, conflict. Ooh, that's all the crests. That's what's going on. 6 of Swords, leaving. Oh, 6 of Swords, leaving conflict behind. 7 of Swords, theft. 8 of Swords, restriction. 9 of Swords, anxiety. 10 of Swords, endings, ruin. Interesting. Hello. Oh, never mind. Different barrel. Okay. Wait. Yeah, different barrel. Okay. Did I say this one? 10 of Swords, endings, ruin. Page of Swords, gossip, contracts. Knight of Swords, battles, an opponent. Queen of Swords, independent, honest. King of Swords, strong-willed, clarity. And the Wands. The Ace of Wands, new beginnings. 2 of Wands, making plans. 3 of Wands, travel. 4 of Wands, a holiday. 5 of Wands, strong opinions. 6 of Wands, victory. Come on. There we go. Seven of Wands, advocacy, standing strong. Eight of Wands, movement, sudden change. Ooh, that snapped. I don't see any damage, but Nine of Wands, strength. Ten of Wands, a burden. Page of Wands, a message. The Knight of Wands, speed and offer. The Queen of Wands, creative, confident. The King of Wands, leader, creative. So looking at the back of the deck, you can tell it's made to be reversible, which is nice if you actually read reverse cards. Quality of the cards, they feel a little bit thicker than they actually are, simply because the way they cut them, you can tell was cut downward, because it is smooth this way, but it catches here. It's a little bit cupped. The cards are a little bit cupped. This is a problem that I've had with several decks. My Disney Villains deck was the worst one of all when it came to this, as though they had just like chopped straight down and then they kind of folded into themselves. If you were listening to the cards and not just looking at them, towards the end there was literally an audible snap when I separated two of the cards. This is going to be a problem if you are a overhand shuffler. If you shuffle other ways, probably fine, but I would go through the deck and make sure that each one is separated before you start using them. It is not as bad as the Disney Villains deck that I had, but it is enough that I know it's going to be annoying when I try to shuffle. The coating on them, again, it is not the sticky coating like you get on some decks, but it is not that nice, slick, smooth coating either. They are reasonably thick. They are not flimsy. They are not the sturdiest cards I have had. Let's see, what was the retail again? $27. Honestly, I always think that everything's a little bit overpriced. Okay, everything. But given the guidebook and the fact that they do have different illustrations for every single card, minor arcana included, it's not just a series of symbols in different numbers. They include the keywords. Very helpful, especially if you're new, but even if you're not, it's still helpful. I always read the guidebooks anyway for all of my decks, because even if you do learn the Rider-Waite symbolism, and even if you read intuitively, the designers of the decks have their own, I don't want to say their own twist, I would say their own interpretation of the cards, and then of course the imagery that they put into the cards, how they lay out their cards, how they've designed their guidebooks varies from author and designer. And for me, I have found it useful to take the author and designer's interpretations and intentions into account when reading my own cards. And the guidebook is so cool. Such a collector type piece. I kind of wish that they would come out with a hardcover, because this alone would be, nice to have in a collection. Again, I'm not super thrilled with the quality of the box because the way it creases and how easy it is to mark it up, but it opens nice. I like this kind of box. It's very nice. I prefer the ones that have magnets in them, but it's still a nice mechanism, a nice way to store. It should keep everything pretty well preserved. And it's going to look really good on your shelf. Like, you can face it out, you can face it in. It's gonna look good on your shelf. So full price, maybe. If you are a Godfather fan, I would say definitely worth the full price. If you are only a casual viewer like me, or even if you're unfamiliar with the movies, although I do recommend watching them at least once. But even if you're not like a Godfather fan, definitely worth it for the Ollie's price, $8. Hello. Any tarot deck is probably going to be worth that. Definitely a bargain in my opinion. This was definitely a bargain. But again, it's never going to be my favorite deck just because it's not going to shuffle the way I want it to. I love a good shuffle, and this is not going to shuffle the way I want it to. But I love that the color coding for the suits. Very nice. Good idea. Gold for the major. And individual illustrations. And I feel like those are going to play into not just what they're representing from the movies, but the actual illustrations themselves can play into your interpretation. And again, because at Leader Creative, it's got your keywords, and good deal. My opinion, good deal. Very good deal. Very cool setup, and props to the designers of this. I guess good job on Epic Ink. I'm sure they have, yeah, Will Corona Pilgrim at least did the guidebook, it looks like. Ah, here we go. Interior design, Rebecca Pagel. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Rebecca, I assume Pagel. Text, Will Corona Pilgrim, and card illustrations, Red Central Limited in the UK. So congratulations to all of you. You put together a really nice product. I would just say that the printer or whoever you used could have done a better job cutting the cards or using a better quality of cardstock, but that's honestly my only complaint, and I have absolutely seen and used worse, and to good effect. So yes, recommend. So I hope you all had a great day. I hope tomorrow's a better one, and I wish I could end this with a great Godfather quote, but it's been too long and I am sorry. So any Godfather nerds in the comments, leave your favorite quote, as long as it's within YouTube guidelines. Thanks. Bye.